Hi guys, it's Yvette with Body Sculpting and Beauty. I hope you guys are doing okay. I'm in North Carolina where we got 2 inches of snow today. So I was snowed in today, and then also yesterday we got ice and snow. So I had to cancel all of my appointments. So I've been home just hanging out for the last 2 days by myself because my son is with his father. So I have been in the house just resting. So it's well-deserved rest. So I'm not complaining. So I just wanted to make a video today and talk to you guys today about trainings. So I know you guys have been seeing trainings, courses, classes all over the place in just about every career path, every avenue that you can possibly dream of. Courses are for get rich quick schemes, money grabs, all types of things are all over the place. Crypto, everything, anything that you can think of. Somebody has some type of course where they're charging you either an arm and a leg or just an arm to take their particular course. So the aesthetics field is no exception. I've been seeing all over the place different classes available for estheticians to take. And I just wanted to talk about a lot of the different trainings that I myself took after I received my aesthetics license. And then also, what I think of some of the classes that I've seen and what my opinion on that is before you decide to pay for any type of classes or any type of courses. So I know that you guys have seen the numbers, like 4.3 million Americans quit their jobs during the pandemic. So everyone's deciding to either choose a different path, career path, or they're choosing to become an entrepreneur. So everybody's kind of jumping on that bandwagon and catering to these particular people, which I don't blame them. So it is a way to kind of cash out, if you will. So I do understand the reason behind it, and I'm not trying to knock anybody's hustle or anything like that. So that's not the point of this video. But as you guys know, the aesthetics field is very general. So when you're getting your license, there's a specific amount of hours that you have to receive in order to take the state exam and the clinicals to get your license. So when I was taking the aesthetics course or class back in 2007, I think it was just very general. Primarily, it was about skincare. They touched on a few other things like waxing. And I knew I didn't want to do any of that stuff as an esthetician. And I also knew that I didn't want to work for anybody. And I did not want to work in a spa or anything like that. I wanted to be my own boss. That was the whole point of getting my license. And so the first training that I actually paid for and took after, which was like pretty much immediately after I got my license, because I already knew that I wanted to get into semi-permanent eyelash extensions. So this was like 2007, 2008, when pretty much no one had heard of this. So because semi-permanent eyelash extensions was pretty much unheard of at this time, it was very hard to acquire clients. Social media wasn't as popular as it is today. So it was very time consuming. I was still working a full-time job, and my son was probably about 2 years old at this time. So it just wasn't possible for me to continue to try to pursue the semi-permanent eyelash extension business. I wasn't making enough to cover my rent, so it was just impossible for me to do. So this was around 2008. So from 2008 up until 2015, really, I was not working in the aesthetics field at all. So that's about 7 years that I was not in the aesthetics field working at all. Now, I did take a few classes here and there only because I needed those for continuing education in order to renew my aesthetics license. So I always kept my license current. And then in 2015, I decided to start my own business using ultrasound cavitation. So I received free training with ultrasound cavitation when I purchased my first piece of equipment from a company out in California. So that's how I got the training there. Now, once I got trained there, I started my own business, and I did really well, and I decided to add on another service. So this is when I had a client that actually came in, and she was from the Miami area and told me about a permanent makeup artist down in Miami. So I actually gave her number and everything like that. So I called her up. She was Honduran. I called her. We set up a time for me to train, and I flew into Miami. Probably within about 3 weeks, all this happened. I flew into Miami. I stayed with one of her friends, which I only had to pay her like $500 because if I would have stayed in a hotel, it would have been like $1,500 or something like that in Miami. And I got the training. So the training itself was $1,800, and it was one-on-one training. And she's like a master a permanent makeup artist, so she was a little more expensive. And then I turned around and bought, because I was really planning to start some permanent makeup. So I went and bought like all this equipment, which was about an additional $3,000. So I got all that from her as well. So the flight, the training, all of the products that I purchased, this probably was about maybe about $5,000 and something that I spent just on that training alone. And I'm in North Carolina, so a lot of times for some of the trainings you do have to fly into a different state. So keep that in mind also when you're looking for different types of trainings or different types of things that you want to pursue after you receive your aesthetics license. And with this whole semi-permanent makeup, I bought just about everything that you can buy, every color, pigment, and I still have some of this stuff. Okay, so I was showing you guys how I have just about every type of needle, some of the pigments that you could probably have with the permanent makeup, and it was just awesome. I really loved the whole technique and everything like that. It was soft tap. So it was a great training. It's just that when I got back to North Carolina, and I only did one client, and I realized this is not for me because the client bled profusely. So I don't know if she was drinking the night before, but I had explained all of the guidelines to her prior to. So she was bleeding profusely, and it was just, I don't know, it just turned me off. I decided this is time consuming. I don't want to do it. So I've been saying to myself that I would, over the years, probably get back into it, but I just haven't found wherewithal to get back into it. So I probably need to sell all this stuff. I've had it for years, so I'm not sure. I'm sure that pigment lasts forever, but I have just like unless they came out with new colors, I have just about every type of needle, every type of color that you can think of. So that was about $5,000 went down the drain because I decided not to pursue it. And again, that's how it is when you decide to take some type of training. It may be for you. It may not fit into what you currently do. When you return back to your own business, and you may decide, that's not going to be a good fit for me. So that, hey, it happens. Another type of training, like the last one that I've taken, was online, and it was during like this whole pandemic and stuff. So that was the Hyaluron Pen. So this is like a needleless injector that uses high pressure air to convert a liquid into nanoscales, where it's able to penetrate the skin without any type of needle penetration or anything like that. So I think it was like $450 or something like that for the entire course. But I feel like that was money well spent. I have made some money off of the Hyaluron Pen. It is not very time consuming. There's very little blood, so it's not overwhelming. And again, it doesn't take up a whole lot of time. So that is something that I really do. I don't market it as much as I probably should, but I have made money off of it. And then not only that, you can use the Hyaluron Pen for different things like fillers for the lips, nasolabial folds, the nose. You can use it for fat dissolvers like Cavitation, VS solution, different types of dissolvers and things like that. So you can use it for the face, any other parts of the body like the bra line fat, lower stomach fat, things like that. So the Hyaluron Pen is very handy, and you can do very well with the Hyaluron Pen. So that is something that is very useful to my line of work. So that is another training that I've paid for also. Okay, so what do I think about the existing training courses that I see? I think that everyone should do their due diligence prior to signing up for any type of training course whatsoever, or any type of training class. I've seen some classes that are reasonably priced. I've seen some classes that have astronomical prices. Some people who have larger followings charge maybe thousands of dollars more for the exact same class that someone may charge a third of the cost for. So it really depends on, I guess, if you want to receive your training from someone who's really popular, or if you want to receive your training from someone who's not as popular but will charge maybe a third of the cost. I prefer paying the third of the cost as opposed to someone who's super popular, because the curriculum is the exact same. So, and then of course, a lot of people are, I feel like price gouging and things like that. So I don't want to be a part of that, and I don't want to be taken advantage of in no way, shape, form, or fashion. And I don't want to take advantage of anybody either. So make sure you do your research. Like, I've seen one lady charging for some Colombian implements that you use for wood therapy, like almost $800. Now you yourself can get with a direct Colombian supplier and pay about $300 for those exact same tools that she's selling for $750. So what a markup. And so you have to keep stuff like that in mind as well, that everybody's trying to profit. So always keep that in mind. Again, make sure you do a lot of Googling, a lot of reading. See if it's something that's in line with your current business. Will it fit into the current business? So take all of those things into consideration, because we're not, again, trying to make other people rich, and then, you know, what they're giving us is just the bare minimum, and we could have found that out on our own. So you want to take that into consideration. Also, that you are fine getting some detailed information. Another thing too, a lot of these people want to give you the blueprint. I don't want anybody else's blueprint. I like to do my own thing. I like to kind of just give me the information to get started, the basics, if you will, and then I'll build off of that. So, I like to do my own thing. I don't like somebody to give me exactly what to do, because what works for somebody may not work for you. And I like to do my own thing. So that's what I think about all the training courses that I see offered today. Again, everybody do your own research, and then you're able to figure it out. I hope I was able to give you some insight on all of this training madness that we see going on today. Thanks for watching.